Welcome, people. How is the lighting today? Still working on. Here we go. How are you, everyone? How's everyone doing? Welcome, welcome. There's no sunset today. It started to be rainy season here in Bali. I know my sister's coming, Joanne. I know you all know we're here, and it could rain at any time right now. You guys see the cloud? It's a little cloudy. Yeah, very cloudy. So you know what that means? It's time to travel. So today I want to share a story with you. I want to share a story with you in regard to work-life balance. So the story is called From Executive of Google to a Bali Hindu monk, right? So what does that mean? Well, being here in Bali, it's very fascinating. You know, I've traveled the world and you never get bored in Bali because the people that you meet have such fascinating stories. And tell you the truth, I'm trying to convince some of them, which is gonna come pretty soon, to come on the videos with me to share their stories. And then that way you'll have a better understanding of the work-life balance with people that are here in Bali, but they're from the Western world, right? And then that way you have a better understanding of their journey and how they've come from being in the Western world to here to Bali. Hello, welcome. So I've met somebody. He's actually a hey Henry, hey Texas. He is a Google executive, right? So I've met him. I was actually in Ubud, and Ubud is a place for some of you guys that are not aware of Bali. There's different part of Bali. I'm in Seminyak. Seminyak. So the way that I look at Bali, I look at it from a New York perspective, right? So Seminyak is like Manhattan, right? So everything is happening here, right? Canggu, it's like Brooklyn, you know? It's cool, it's hip, it's trendy, it's a little artsy, but over there it's more surfy, right? And Ubud, I don't know how I would call Ubud, but Ubud is a place where people come here to just think about life, right? If you've seen the movie Eat, Pray, Love, a lot of the people moved to Bali for that movie, you know? They came to Bali because they felt that, I need better lighting. They felt that they could have a better sense of their life by being here in Bali. And I must say that some of the stories from the movie Eat, Pray, Love, I can identify with, right? In terms of, you know, if you look at Elizabeth in the movie, which was played by Julia Roberts, she was at a crossroad in her life, right? She was at a crossroad where she was doing good in terms of the corporate world. However, she was in a marriage that she was not happy about, and she was just questioning life. Is that what life is all about, right? So that picture is why a lot of people are here in Bali, right? And so I've met somebody, he's actually an executive from Google. And yeah, so I've met him, and he was just so happy to be there, right? And he's like, hi, I'm so excited to see you. And one of the things, well, you'll find about Bali is that people see the pattern in their life because they come here to just re-examine their life, to see what they've done, where they are right now. And usually they're at a crossroad as to what's the next phase in my life right now. Hello Texas. What's the next phase in my life right now, right? So this person was making lots of money. It's like, I was making lots of money, traveling all around the world, and I thought I made it. And what happened? I just took a vacation in Bali, and he just never looked back, you know. And that's a little bit of my story as well. I came in just for vacation, and I had some emergency to take care of in terms of family emergency, and I just never left. Why? Because in Bali, or you have the opportunity. It's not that expensive to live here, so you could live like a king and a queen living here. So because you're not hustling and bustling and paying the bills, you could actually take the time to just see, okay, what else I want to do in my life, and most people get in touch with their creative side, right? So you don't have to worry about money here. Well, if not many people, you don't have to worry about money. You make your money, you're fine. So now that you're here, it's like, okay, so what else did I've always wanted to do in this life, in this world, right? And that's what a lot of people are doing here, and that's why I'm here, because when you see people here, they are happy. They're happy with less. They're happy without hustling. They're happy without buying stuff. They're just happy creating. They're just happy being a creator, right? And that's one of the lesson that I've learned here in Bali, and that's one of the things that I've actually adjusted to, because a lot of the time I felt guilty for not working so hard. I'm so used to working. I'm so used to working 12, 15 hours. And if you look at, Instagram or anywhere, they work 80 hours a week. If you don't work that many hours, you're a failure, right? And I believe that for so many years, right? So being in Bali and being able to just travel around the world and relax and not work so hard, I'm not used to that, right? So I had to learn how to work smart, right? And so this Google executive, so I meet him, and then one day he says, I'm in heaven, I'm in Bali. However, it's about work-life balance, right? So this person went from being an executive from Google to being a monk. So now all he wants to do right now is to meditate all day long, which is fine. It's good to have that, thank for the love. It's good to have that balance, right, between that transition, right? And it's okay to spend God knows how much time that you need to get back in touch with who you truly are, your true essence. Because, again, society, the way that it is constructed, does not give you the time to... You're too busy. You're too busy hustling. You're too busy taking care of family. You're too busy with health. You're too busy with everything. So you don't have the luxury of time. And that's what it's all about, right? So now that you have time, I'm like, wait a minute. You could actually listen to your thoughts. You could actually listen to your emotions and say, you know what? I've always wanted to be a writer. Why don't I write a book? And it's a beautiful, beautiful journey. Since I've been in Bali, I'm a vegetarian now. Don't ask. But that's just things that you do because, you're more conscious. I don't have to walk around, in New York and grab my New York pizza as I go along to the office like I used to do. Now I can actually be more conscious about the things that I put into my soul, my body, my temple, right? Your body is your temple, right? So the point of the story is that my friend right now, which is from Google executive to a monk, he's fighting himself, and he came back the following week and he's like, I bought a house. And it's so funny. I'm like, the executives, the CEO, executive in Google know that you're not going back, to work. And he's like, who cares, And the point of the story is that if I could look back at myself, working on Wall Street, working so many hours, I would do some of the things that I'm doing now, right? Which is taking time for what's very important in life. And what's very important is to listen to my soul, listen to that voice, that inner voice that tells you every single day, that speaks to you every single moment and every single day. You don't have to be in Bali to listen to that voice. It's always there, always will be. And maybe I'll just do another video maybe tomorrow in regards to our senses. But the difference between, I want this lighting to go away. Here we go. The difference between, I don't like the lighting when it's like this, human being, dogs, or animals, is that we have the sixth sense, right? Animals and human could see, taste. We're back. All right, so I'll make it short. Maybe it's 6 o'clock now and everybody's logging into the Wi-Fi. So what I wanted to say is that the difference between human being and animals is that we have our sixth sense. You know, animals and human can hear, can see, can smell, can taste, and can feel. The difference between human being and animals or anything else, other creatures on this planet, is that we have a sixth sense. The sixth sense, that inner voice that's always, always, always talking to us, but we're too busy to listen to it, right? So today I encourage you to don't go extreme like my Google executive friend and go from Google executive to woo, but find that, try to listen to that voice. You know, just one task today. Just take 5 seconds, 30 seconds. Let's make it a 30 thing. 30 seconds. Breathe in, breathe out, and just ask whatever you believe in. What's the message? What's the message? You know, guide me. You know, can you guide me or in my, and don't try to think about, you know, guide me in this deal. If you want to do that, you could do that as well. But just guide me, you know. What would you have me do right here, right now? And whatever questions you have, you know, guide me. What's my purpose? And the answer may not come right away, but, and pay attention. The next thing is to be very alert and pay attention, because answers are gonna come from very different areas. It could be from a stranger crossing the street, but just pay attention, you know. And that's developing faith, developing your sixth sense. And you're not gonna be right at the beginning if you haven't had the opportunity or experience to develop that skill. But it's how do you develop any skill, is by trying and trying and trying until you're sure, okay, this is the message, this is the voice that I should be listening to. All right, this is Ruth signing out. I think I had a drop. About to rain. It's raining season. Actually, I'm gonna go. Guys, I hope you've been out. So the challenge, 30 minutes every single day, go into nature. Breathe in, breathe out. Say your gratitude. What are you grateful for? And ask God for guidance, or ask whatever for guidance. You know, and if you believe that you're God, I know some people believe that, ask yourself for guidance and listen. Take the time, listen, listen, listen. The answer is all around us. All right, guys. I hope this message was of value to you. Feel free to ask me any questions if you want. You know, any question about anything. If you're too scared to put it below, some of you guys have sent it to me by direct message. That's also fine. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. All right. This is Ruth signing out, reminding you that success is in your DNA. Mwah.